at a time, or one play at a time, one game at a time. And I think that's applicable even here in esports, obviously.
Absolutely.
And that's something that it seemed like that was the mindset of at least from Domenkai and Yue this morning when they mentioned their preparation for this best of one.
All right, let's head into the draft. One game at a time. Let's relax and chill. But let's see if Aurora have learned from their experience against Liquid in the Grand Finals. Are they prepared to handle JP, the Finals MVP of the last Aurora PH season? Because clearly JP just controlled Aurora single-handedly, no matter what hero he ended up with. And a bit of that is still on their minds as they straight up banned the Hilda away from JP.
Thorns remain.
That's Yuzong and Hilda, and then the Lancelot. So yeah, a lot of respect definitely for Sanford. It's Sanford, JP, Carl.
Yeah.
Right? In that order. Meanwhile, for TL, it really is about getting the mid trio uncomfortable. Right now, it's about the tank and the mid.
Tank mid, you know, this last ban too. We'll see if it's actually going to be towards. Again, we see a lot of even roamer bans, especially over in the Philippines. We see that a lot with the current meta things going. I'm wondering if this last one for the first phase will be towards that option. The fact that the Kaleo was banned out, also the Jushin, top picks for that first pick, blue side, will leave things open. Again, you know, even then the Yuzhong is gone, right? So like some of these XP lane options that we see grabbed in the early portion of the phases are out of the picture. So this is going to be the Grok. Now, first pick priority, what are we thinking here? The Sora, like Sora is that first pick worthy right now in the hands of Aurora to actually slip through here, or do they have something else up there, the plan for that?
We saw Evil go for the Valentina first pick when the Sora was open, just so that they could set up for the Sora, but also counter it if it comes to on the other side, right? So for Aurora, is it going to be the same approach, or will it be entirely different here?
Among the
It will be the
exists
Eve
the
first pick.
equilibrium.
Okay.
Pure comfort.
Yeah, comfort, and we know Yue, wow, one of the best artillery mages we've ever seen in the game. The uncrowned prince, as he's been heralded recently. Team Liquid now lock in instantly the Claude very early on as they see the Eve. They just want to go for the dive right away. And please enlighten me, Emergo. Is this a Team Liquid Indo chant or?
Listen, we didn't really hear too many Liquid Indo chants this season,
Ah,
but I believe so, yes. I think this is a Liquid Indo chant that they're going to be using for Liquid Philippines as well. So yeah, quite a big fan base, by the way. They just disappeared for a bit because of, yeah.
Well, they can, they're here. Wait, is this for TLBH? I believe, or is this?
oh, but they're the Aurora
These are
side.
alter
They're-
champs!
I was gonna say they're on the.
These are alter champs! Wait! The ones who are chanting are alter ego fans!
And they're on Aurora side. So
And they're
maybe
on Aurora's side.
Maybe they're just showing support, you know?
Wow.
So here we go. We got the
Wow.
Hylos, we got the Claude over here for TL for those first picks. Now the response from Aurora, they're gonna go ahead and grab the carry. They saw that, they get the Fredrin. This is basically just really big comfort choices for Aurora right now. The Fredrin and the Eve, great combination that we see, especially for objectives. Now we'll see if that jungle is gonna come through here for Carl TZ. They could still go what though? Does he want to go with the YSS against a Fredrin, or does he just go Baksha? Like pick it up now.
I think they might be eyeing towards marking utility as well, considering that they do have the Claude on their side. It's the Claude carry matchup that has risen to be the two most played gold laners right now in M7, including the wild cards.
They call me a hero.
Oh, they go for YSS, okay. So they were thinking we don't need to master them in terms of the utility. They want to have another damage option, and that makes sense. Don't rely too much on the Claude being your main guy that you're playing for.
And still Sora's been ignored completely, so...
Yeah.
What's happened since the wild card to like now?
Well,
At least I know it's only day one.
Yeah, and Exy was pretty nuts earlier on Sora.
but they did lose on the Sora. So maybe it's kind of like a comfort thing, and it's also kind of like a... Maybe elite teams just don't find a lot of value on Sora. Like, it's a big set, but it's not long enough to really have someone to follow up instantly, you know? Like, the instant CC is kind of long. Lapu Lapu gets banned out, by the way. Thought it was going to be something that we would see on the TL side, Sanford signature, in Indo as well, back in the day.
We're not going to be getting that. The Arlot should be open for him later on, though. And the Glue, still very strong options, both for Edward and Sanford. And I think both teams are leaning towards getting comforts and a better matchup for their EXP laners as Edward and Sanford. If you have players like them in your team, you want to make them your focal point.
Yeah. So right now the Glue should just be taken out right by Aurora.
who
it
will
out.
mess up their lineup playing around the Fredrin.
Yeah.
And really does not mind being under the real world manipulation. In fact, go ahead, hit him under the RWM.
They go with the Barca.
They think it's going to be a... Wow. Like, I think right now for TL, it makes more sense for them to get the Valentina a bit more pure, right? They need a bit more utility, some CC, because they already have Yusin Chin and Claude.
Yeah, I wouldn't even be surprised if TL just goes a Louis Yi. They're like one of the only teams that still plays it.
Yeah, Loyi.
Other than literally like Super Friends.
Wow.
Like he might be the only other one that I can think of, at least in the Philippines, that will go for it. But this is interesting because you mentioned that the R-Lot as well, TL, but they're the one to ban it out.
You see the combo?
Yeah.
So, if ever there's Glue, Esme, Uranus still open.
Yep.
In terms of the top EXP laners that we usually see in the game.
Yeah, and I don't think TL want to go for Uranus or Esmeralda here, going up against the carry and Fredrin plus Eve. Like, it sounds painful. I know Uranus Esme likes pain, but not like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, not like that.
Not very happy when you're going up against a carry. And which I think I could really appreciate Aurora for just picking the carry right away the first phase. Because they know that, okay, at least with this carry, we're whittling down a lot of the options for Sanford without having to ban it straight up.
There you go. Sora finally gets banned out.
All right, Sora ban. I think also the carry being picked up in the first phase was great response to the Hylos because you were at the first pick Eve, and you have a Fredrin who can technically peel for you if you need it. Like you're guarded really well. There it is.
Yeah.
I'm sitting in the chair. Hey, Wolf, I made him proud.
Yeah.
Thumbs up to Wolf. The Louis again. It's just one of those picks that is signature to TL. It's signature to Sanji's playstyle. And with this kind of lineup, it can work really well for them too. You know, again, you cannot discredit the amount of damage that Eloyi can actually still bring to the table, especially in the early game. And it ruins flow. Like, again, that's something about it. Like, when it comes to team fights, you get the yin-yang and the passives popping off, and then next thing you know, you're able to diversion to where you need to go. And TLPH has been one of those teams to kind of almost abuse that macro potential that comes with it. There's the Uranus on the other side, like Aurora goes with, and then to round this out for the Roam, what is Light gonna go here? Kasha's still open.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, instead of going very slow and lumbering, they added just a little bit more mobility for the lineup, which is good. Pick off. And as well, that makes Oheb overthink his entries when he decides to go in with a Blazing Duet and really has to maximize the Purify. Do we just go throw it back and go Esme Uranus in the EXP lane? Or maybe an Alice might pop up too if they want a little bit more dive? Oh, there we go.
Will it grant immortality?
The Alice. So, hey, in terms of AoE, they got a lot of AoE, dude.
There's a whole lot of circles.
There are a lot of circles.
Blaze
You're right.
do it, the Louis Yi, and
Mountain
now you got the
Shocker.
Alice. Mountain Shocker. And, you know, Hylos is the only one with a straight path.
Yeah.
He's
Slightly
But
different.
even his...
oh wait, his
his ring.
he carries a circle around him.
That's true. There you go. A lot of
circle lineup.
Yeah, no glue, by the way. Like,
Yeah.
usually when you see the Fredrin, you just see the glue. I guess it's not really the best matchup against Uranus. And the Alice can lock down the carries as well, because it's not about Fredrin right now. It's about getting to the carry, too.
Look at that lineup right
And
now.
the Eve. Yeah.
It is dead Eve.
Whoa!
Like, how often do you see that? Dead Eve in the lineup rating,
It's been a while.
0 counter index.
Yeah.
Wow.
Gonna be very interesting to see. Hey, if you're a new viewer of MLB Esports and you haven't seen PH gameplay, well, welcome. This is the rematch of our grand finals back home. It's Aurora versus Team Liquid. Will Liquid stampede yet again, or will Aurora
Welcome to Mobile
blind
Legends.
them?
We'll see if they can rely on that once again. As we take a look at these early rotations, it always starts there. You know, we always have to see how the jungles and even the roams are going to go ahead and play into the early potential. And, you know, not going to be too many things happening, of course, in the side lanes just yet with the nature of these heroes that were built in. But it'll be interesting also to see how Light plays this Cho. Again, he's one of the, I guess, specialists, I would say, for the Cho on that hero. And even early on, when he doesn't have that level 4 ability, that way the dragon, he's actually able to be aggressive enough. And JP also one of them that does that exactly the same. And that's why we always highlight, you know, these teams from the Philippines, especially these two, that, again, for those that didn't catch the regular season of the professional league in the Philippines, Aurora Gaming was just unstoppable in that league and in their run in the regular season. And then, yes, unfortunately, in the grand finals, they got swept against a team at Liquid. So we'll see how those adjustments have been since that time.
Yeah.
emblems. Standard, Festival of Blood, Uranus, the carry, Oheb and Dominkai. Usually you see this a lot with Claudes and carries want to aggressively fight each other out, while usually it's the Claude being tested early on because of the damage. Bro, he flickered!
Flicker in on their turret, can't get the last hit! Plot armor! Oheb gets away with literally 1 HP.
Oh man, that's gotta feel bad. You know, you're so close, but again, the carry, you just don't have that range, and both battle spells used up in that too.
Oh man! Well, without the flicker now for Dominkai, he probably is not going to find a lot of those aggressive options in lane. Now first turtle is up. JP has the vision. Edward zoning them out.
Uh-oh, Purify out already. Mountain Shocker catches 2 light. Is able to go for Jiku? No, now that's the diversion. Oh, gets taken out by Yue. Sanji gets in. The Throne of Ruin is able to lock Edward down now as Sanji gets in the yin-yang reactions. It's Sanford walking back up over to Demon Kai 1-1, and it's the mid laners who have the kill, but Aurora got the neutral objective.
A 1-1, a turtle in the hands of Aurora. A great little bit of a skirmish there for that broke out. You know, good thing Yue was able to set up that RWM to get the first blood and take out Carl TZ, but still, Team Liquid is able to at least get something out of that fight to keep themselves obviously pretty much neck and neck right now.
This is the Realme hand cam brought to you by the M7 official gaming phone, Realme 15 Pro 5G. It is Demon Kai that we were looking at again. It is his birthday, so looking to add a win alongside adding another year to his life. Team Liquid, for Yue, I just want to say, great call to commit the real-world manipulation to make sure Carl TZ goes down. Sanji wanted to bring Carl TZ in through the ultimate, but Yue, even though he could have saved that for the bigger fight, he said, nope, the prize is right there. There's a jungler. I'll take him out.
You get a real-world manipulation.
Ooh.
Oh, and they get a diversion too. Okay, so just nothing like, yeah, nothing too crazy. I think this is what we kind of expect with Sanji to use. Sometimes he's just going to go ahead and use it to go ahead and get a little bit of a faster rotation for Carl TZ. And again, nothing too, you're not going to, with these kind of lineups, they're all fighting around the objective. This is not one of those things until that level 4 does come available, which they have now. If Light can get a kick, great. If he can't, then nothing too exciting until that objective fight comes out.
Again, if you're a newer fan, Filipino MLBB, yes, significantly slower, but we would like to use the word methodical, as both teams are just trying to build advantages through the minion waves all throughout, try to find an opening. Turtle's gonna be up in 8, Oracle already locked in for that Alice, but there is a glowing wand for US Eve.
Okay, so I know we talked about this earlier too, the glowing wand not being like too much of a priority, but obviously with this composition, you need it. You know, you kind of need it against this Hylos. Vitalize the diversion was used
to the purple buff.
To the purple buff instead. They just want to give this up.
Really cool, yeah. I mean, they understand Aurora have the better composition to go for neutral objectives. The fact that they rotated earlier as well means that, hey, they got the tempo advantage. So Team Liquid just go for the trade.
All right, they go for the trade. Potential setup here. JP's going to put some pressure. Glorious Pathways on out defensively, but he's going to want to be doing this from here and there. You know, giving the Oheb that space to go ahead and farm up on this Claude, who needs that time to go ahead and farm up. I think you're still going to see this, though. Like, Oheb and Dominkai, they've been notorious for just duking it out like this.
Yeah.
Blazing Duet going to be used up, but I don't think do they put more pressure here?
Yeah. All just the farm, by the way, right? The Blazing Duet, great rotation from Aurora. And for Team Liquid, again, I really like the creative usage of the diversion so far to get Carl TZ into spots that he would usually not be able to find himself.
Yeah. It's really a much lower game for the Team Liquid this time around. I believe there's a significant gold lead for Dominkai over Oheb. Oheb looks like he's at around 3,000.
5,000 gold, or 500 gold.
500 gold,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, 500 gold. It looked like 1,000 earlier. If you look at the rankings, there you are. Yeah, Oheb slowly climbing up, but of course with how Dominkai has been able to manage him in the gold lane, this is as expected. While Aurora are playing to their strengths, Team Liquid are playing to theirs as well.
Yeah, very interesting just how, if you think about what Team Liquid is doing, they're playing in a way that's sort of defensive, like they're just playing the macro. They do get a flicker out here from Yue, but this is also just to avoid Light being able to set things up. If you notice, with a Cho, anytime it's picked up, teams want to go ahead and play into that way of the dragon, set things up the earliest they can. But the way Team Liquid's playing, man, they're not even giving that opportunity. We got the crowd behind us just cheering for, you know, the potential for something to happen, but again, it's a defensive way of playing from Team Liquid here.
See that win rate prediction, 52 to 48. It is even. Basically 50-50.
This is what I'm saying. It's around turtle.
Yeah. Here, Lord 1, big turnarounds and burn!
Throwing a ruin and flicker as well. Carl TZ popped him on the shocker. US gonna be caught. Doesn't have the flicker. Will he be able to pop in the RWM in time? But Sanford was on and the DOT was taking him down. Now a big appraise was round on the JP. Sanford still in his balls. Domain Cat is able to shred through the horse. Now it's Edward doing the same thing over to the back line. Sanford the kick by Light, blazing duet from Oheb over the line. Goldman with a double. Oheb's allowed to blaze duet. The BMI away. Edward low. Shot down by the goat. The diversion now from Oheb to look for a flank, and it's just to go and take the turtle.
I thought they were going to hunt them down.
Yeah, and Team Liquid knew that they had the turtle locked in already. Great patience by Oheb to save his blazing duet. Almost got caught off by a chain of crowd controls, but survived in the end. And after that long engage, it's Team Liquid who walks away with the turtle, and even a crab coin there for Carl TZ.
It's interesting, though, because no matter what, we're still in the same place, man.
Yeah.
Like, there's no difference here in terms of gold, at least between the teams, but they do go ahead and swap. They put Domin Kite up top. That's some good shred here. We're already seeing what's the potential with this carry here on some of these more tankier heroes that Teal has. And this is what we're used to seeing, right? When these two teams play it out, generally it's a little bit of a slower build-up until eventually. It's usually that first Lord, perhaps, where things really shift in one of the favors of the teams here. You can see even between the gold lane, now there's 1,000+ gold for Domin Kite. He's got nearly that Trinity built up, and that's why we're seeing, you know, him go a little more aggressive, put the pressure there. They want to start to open up the map too, taking that tier 1 turret in the bottom. The trade though, TL will take the top one first.
Liquid needed to do that. They needed some more map presence, get some more towers done, and they will even it out. That gives them a little bit more opening with their diversion phase going through Sanji's low E.
Oh man, getting caught. Has to respect the damage. Like, Team Liquid still have immense damage.
I would say like on both.
Yeah.
Like it's
Oh, you like a bird called TZ! Dives you in his own lane under turrets!
before that happened, what I was gonna say is they both have damage. That's just kind of a surprise. Oh, look at this mid lane.
Glorious Pathway zoning them away from the tier 1 in mid, and it is free for TL. They diversion back to get tempo on the map, and it should be another free turret for Team Liquid.
Just going things through, going things. They easily opened up the map through Carl TZ diving under the tower for on just to take you out. And now Liquid's map presence is gonna feel so much more smothering now for Aurora Gaming to deal with. However, because they have held the lead for majority of this game, they are still going to be very difficult to go up against with the major objective fights, which is why you see Team Liquid opening up the map more, sending out the YSS and the Claude more to make sure that there are minion waves that they can utilize when they are playing for the Lord Dances.
Now, every team that has played against Sanji's Louis has to worry about this. You know, they have to worry about, now we're in the territory of these Lords. They've already been showing little previews of what they can do on the macro level with the Louis, but even the rest of the lineup, you know? And so that's something that Aurora Gaming Philippines is very familiar with, and we'll see them how they approach this. The Lord isn't going to be main focus right now just yet, because they know either way, it's better if they continue to go ahead and farm up what they need. They'll get these tier 1s down where they can. That mid turret, at least for Team Liquid here, staying strong at least with a little bit of HP. Aurora Gaming might want to go ahead and take that out to give them that bit of even advantage when it comes to the space around this Lord. But right now, they're just going to go ahead and set up. I don't know if Light wants to, if he wants to go for a kick here, who's he going to kick? You know, like the main point is, even if he's able to get Oheb's got to purify, he's going to be fine. So you might want to just try to go for Sanji, but then, you know,
Carl.
yeah, that's a huge risk that Light has to take. And, you know, unfortunately, he just doesn't have the immortality right now, so they've got to be very cautious on how they approach it.
Yeah, but based on the damage that Aurora's pumping out, I think it would be okay to kick JP. Forces Revitalize out, you'll be able to bring him down really low.
But then the Throne of Ruin
The Throne of Ruin is what's gonna mess them up. If they do that, they have to be ready and acknowledge that they are. That means the Alice will be punishing them for committing that.
Oh, they see that Oheb's up
there you
there,
go.
but yeah, the BMI is
Yeah.
BMI is so quick with that diversion.
Using the diversion with a
slow push up top.
Half health here on the Lord. We're gonna hold it again, a stalemate right now. Not sure if they're gonna push this one. Quarter of the health right now, Glorious Pathway.
Yeah, they want to regain control. Light goes in, but it's also Sanford now throwing a ruin already! Sanford in the backline, able to knock him down. Carl jumping in over to the main kite. The Blazing doing a lot of damage. Look at the fadeaway damage over on Carl. He's still on it. Demon Kite secures the Lord, but it's TL who run them down. Oheb coming down. Diversion as well. Yue taken out by Oheb. And now it's Sanji flickering in to pull Domain Kite back.
The birthday buff was not enough. Yes, the Lord was secured, but man, the team was decimated. And again, Team Liquid comes out with a dominant team fight. Now they'll transition to take out some of these turrets. They'll deal with the Lord rather quickly. Again, everybody's still up from this. Edward trying to hold on a little bit longer, but will try to get away.
Oh, through the consecration. No, he gets out. Diversion to the bottom lane. They want to get everything. Lord will not march into their turrets.
Team Liquid will now take considerable control in this game, but
Trying to fight. Goes in, able to find the way. The Dragon's throwing a ruin from Sanford again, and the GOAT gets away. Demon Kite trying to down the RWM, zones them away, but TL want to keep on going. Sanford with blinking forward. Wind of Nature built up by Domain. He gets pulled back by the reaction, but he's able to dash away.
Okay, so there's still some fight in Aurora Gaming Philippines. You can see that, but this is the struggle right now, and I mentioned it earlier on. It's Light. He goes in for these kicks. He goes in to try to set things up. Unfortunately, as you can see, he doesn't have an immortality just yet. He's got the Athena Shield, the Dom Ice. So when he puts himself in that position, he's most likely going to die. So it has to be worth the kick, worth the setup. And unfortunately, Domain Kite just hasn't been able to get to where he wants either. Because we're going to look at the replay here in just a second.
Beautiful.
One of the things, like I mentioned too, when that Luyi came through is that interaction to pull back these members when the passive goes off. This is the kick I'm talking about. Light is gone in an instant after the kick, but then in these tighter spaces around the jungle, when you get trapped into that Glorious Pathway, it's really hard for them to disengage, and it could have gone way worse if Sanji had more of an angle to use that Luyi there. So. But what we're seeing, yes, there is a 3K gold lead now for Team Liquid, but still, they're also respecting the damage potential that Aurora Gaming can pump out here. So every fight still has to come down to that really perfect placement and positioning on both sides. And we're just going to see that kind of break out for this next Lord here when it's up in about 30.
Yeah, the global BMI again. Bring Oheb all the way back to where the rest of Team Liquid are while being able to apply pressure up top. This is as liquid as you can get with their penchants for wanting to split, open up the map. It's one of their signature. So for TL, it's so easy for them because Aurora Gaming, Light needs to think, if I kick someone, my kick is most likely going to mean I go down and it's not a trade. Because whoever I kick gets away, because the rest of my team need to worry about the later entry of the Claude and the Alice. Then what if you start thinking about, okay, what if we use the Joe defensively? But then who initiates? Uranus that just stands and eats damage?
Yeah, oh no. Okay, Edward. It is Edward. He's going to take you enough.
Yeah, but he gets vision, he applies some damage, but he doesn't have control. He just looks at them, gathers the info, but not much reward.
Look at Oheb again, the BMI up top, getting the slow push built up as Rora trying to force their way into the Lord. Kaltizi, addition damage over to Edward, dashes away from the Void Blast. That's a stun over to Demon Kite now as the French back comes down, and Edward trying to zone him in the backline, but Kaltizi still holding strong with the help of the Traceless. Sanford and JP, they're flicker out of the way, they're dragged by Sanford. Demon Kite looking for the opening, will not be able to find it as Kaltizi gets the Lord, and now it's Sanford in the midst of it all. Double kill already for Carl. It's perfect from Team Liquid.
Again, it's so difficult for Aurora Gaming to get into those angles of these objectives and these lords.
Oh! Coming down behind. Light didn't expect that. Has to flicker back in. Sanford just always threatening with the blinks.
There's a reason why this is one of the signature picks of the chef. Sanji on this low E with that in his hands. It feels like your map is so small with how much control they can play for it. But outside of the macro, the micro decision making, every team fight has been immaculate by Liquid.
Well, here it comes. Lord up top. Team Liquid has their eyes set on the base of Aurora Gaming. We're going to go put some pressure here. Walk in with the Lord. How is Aurora Gaming going to respond? This base turret will fall down. Oheb pushing in that mid turret as the wave comes crashing in, but Aurora Gaming will deal with the Lord, so they'll clear out that, but 2 base turrets are now gone. TL with 7,500 gold ahead.
Oh my lord, look at the win from Oheb! And the kill over the Winged Dragon by Light, but now it's him disintegrated. They fall under the RWM, but it does not matter. Calteezy on the double, even more, he goes for the Traceless. Oheb getting the kill. Edward popping the consecration as Carl buys the immortality. Team Liquid Philippines takes Aurora down.
And they do it just like they did in the grand finals a couple months ago. Unfortunately for Aurora, the birthday buff was not enough here. A close game until it wasn't. And TL played to the macro, just on point, like we mentioned in the draft with that Loyi pick.
Swiss woes continue for Aurora in the M Series stage. Redemption will have to wait, as today Team Liquid are still better than Aurora Gaming Philippines. They looked so damn good.
Yeah.
The management of the map, the handling of team fighting. Not just Team Liquid, Aurora looked great as well, but with so much Aurora was doing right, Team Liquid, because of the tools that they drafted into, just made it look easier once they had their items.
It's just so difficult when you have these many playmakers on the map, dude.
Yeah.
Like, you're expecting diversion, but then when you're expecting it, Sanford's the one that comes in with a throw and a ruin. Then you expect both of them, and it's Carl who dashes forward, gets a mounted shocker, solo kills you under your own mid lane turret.
That's the GOAT, man.
Then there's a horse.
Then there's a horse. There's JP, and it almost felt like with this, they were playing like the entire map. All, like, basically 2 maps. It just seemed like with the combination, man, and every time I see it, I know we've seen it many times, but the BMI with the diversion combo to be able to clear out those lanes, come back to the team like that quick, like, you know, there's just so many little interactions that this lineup allows TL to kind of make use of on a macro level, and it just works so well.
Yeah, it was a very smart approach by Team Liquid. They made the most out of it every single time. And for majority of people who watch MLBB esports and the player base, like, they don't see that value of, like, okay, clearing those 2 little